Our demographic is years old, affluent women. They are starting to appear a little bit more than they were before as the craft is growing, as we know. And these women that are now quilters that we're targeting are new quilters. We know that these quilters spend a lot of time on the internet, they're younger, and that they spend 2 hours per week on quilting websites. We also know that they visit quilting specific sites. So this marketing plan will target to these new quilters so that we can capture them from the places where they're going online, and that is on the internet and on quilting websites. Usually they're doing this to get information. So we are doing Easy Quilts. That is one that has online visitors of 611,500. Monthly page views are 1,200,000. We feel that using this particular broad paid placement will be helpful in that we can get about 3,000 total visitors at a $340 ad budget. It will cost us about 13.74% of our ad to get revenue in the amount of $24.75. So we should get about 23 conversions with the broad site placement such as this. Total conversions and our RPV, that's our revenue per visitor, is 83 cents. So that's pretty good. And we would, with our discount percent of 18.74% to our total cost to revenue, which isn't too bad at all. And this one right here, our broad placement is one of the best. Now, in a broad placement, the next thing is targeted paid advertising, where we would get a rectangular sample at in a magazine. There are, in the magazine that we chose, Quilty, it was 500,000 magazine subscribers, and we would have a total number of visitors of 1,750. Our ad budget goes up to 550 as this costs a little bit more. So our cost per click will go up to 0.73 cents. Our revenue would be about the same at $28.87, just 400 more of our broad paid placement. So that brings up our total cost revenue ratio to 24%. It is a little bit higher, and our ad spent on that because of that cost is just driving our total cost revenue up on a targeted paid placement. Now, these types of ads would draw around 1,750 visitors, including things like Quick Quilts or the Best of American Quilting. They're all having about the same type of a click-through rate of about 0.15% and branding new throughs rate of about 0.20%. So our paid visitors is about 750. That's down from what we had earlier. A third kind that we can do is intention-based paid, where we would go to a blog such as the Quilty Pleasures blog and get about 100,000 exposures on that with a total visitors of 1,100. This would cost about $500 for our ad. Our click cost is 50 cents, and our cost per visitor is 45 cents, kind of the highest one we have so far, with an income that's lower than the broad paid placement of $24.20 only. Now remember, broad paid placement was $24.75. Intention-based paid is $24.20. So our ad spend revenue ratio is now 20.66. Online and email is about a 3%. And that would actually, or 5% conversion rate and about 5,000 visitors. So our revenue on this one would be about $27.91.25, and we get a 10.37% total cost revenue ratio. That is somewhat better. So we do look at the best being perhaps not the broad placement, which was 18.74, but this email and advertising there. You can see we can get a tile for $250. and that would give us a revenue of about $27.91, the highest we've seen so far. And then that would be optional to do some of the other sizes if we found that we were successful on that. But we can get a total of about conversions of about 25 using this type of advertising on average. And that would give us a good revenue percentage. Now, I would recommend also that we look at SEO campaigns, and that is search engine optimization. For that, we're going to use some ad keyword phrases like machine quilting or long arm quilting or long arm together quilting. You can see the search volumes there and the cost per click. If we do this, we have about a 3% conversion rate, and we would get a most money revenue there of about $76, $72.50. Our ad spend revenue ratio is 7.82, the best yet, and we'd get 12.82 after our discounting percent total cost per revenue ratio. This would give us about a cost of $600, and we would have a 0.27 cost per click and a 0.26 cost per visitor. Very, very low cost. About 75,000 exposure we can expect on that one. And like as the click-through rate of 3%, as I said earlier, would give us about 70 total conversions. It's very good. As you see here by my chart, I have all these added up, and the best one is the SEO for our long arm quilting services. We can get a real good return on our revenue spending for that type of ad with SEO or with the combination of that and broad paid placement. I would recommend that we do both of those initially to start off with and see how see that would be the two best options in determining how we want to go.